You want to get into the temple? You got to be properly dressed. What's up, guys? It's Devin Harrington, the average Gen Xer, and welcome back to my channel. Today, we are looking at a couple of posts from the Regretful Parents subreddit, and these are all anonymous stories from people who have been baby-trapped. If you are unfamiliar, it's a term that means kind of just what it sounds like. If men baby-trap a woman, they're secretly getting her pregnant on purpose to keep her in their minds, usually involving sabotaging birth control in some way. And if a woman is baby trapping a man, then she kind of does the same thing, but without his knowledge. So it's a terrible thing to do to someone. I really don't know if it is illegal anywhere, but it should be. So let's check out some Reddit posts. But first, this is the part of the video where I normally hold up whatever puppy I'm fostering at the time. As I mentioned in my Sunday video this week, my latest foster monkey was adopted by some lovely people who have two other dogs, and he is now living the high life. So that's a really rewarding thing about fostering. And I am going to take a couple of weeks off, and then I'll be ready for some more puppies. So I always urge any animal lover out there, please do consider fostering. And if fostering is out of the question for you, please consider volunteering on site. The U.S. is in an absolute crisis with the animal shelter system. There are more animals than there are people who are available to adopt them. Owner surrenders are up this year. It's terrible that in the richest country in the world, we kill millions of animals a year just because of space, lack of resources, and lack of volunteers and fosters, which every animal shelter in the world needs. So please consider it and help save the world. Thank you. Okay, here we are over on Regretful Parents. And this first post is by user Team Queen 12. And it's titled, "Husband Finally Admitted to Baby Trapping Me." Wow, we're off to a great start, huh? And she is venting here. "I always had my suspicions, but hearing him actually say it out loud was jarring to hear. He told me that on the night we conceived our oldest, he got me really, really drunk while he stayed sober. When I was too drunk to even remember what happened, we had sex without a condom. Ah, yes. Again, I don't remember this happening. Great. Hope you had a good time while your life was getting ruined. I thought I got pregnant the day after because he said that condom accidentally broke during sex. Give me a break. This lady could have gone and gotten her own plan B. You know, you don't need your husband to go with you to get plan B." I asked him why he felt the need to do that. He said that he needed to get me pregnant because he was scared that I was going to party and leave him and live my life when I turned 21. What an absolute piece of shit this guy is. He didn't want me to turn into a whore. The fuck does that mean? He didn't want you to sleep with whoever you want to, like he would? She goes on, "We have 3 kids now." Yuck. This was 10 years ago. While I don't necessarily regret my kids, I feel like my right to choose was taken away. Yeah, no shit, because it was. I wanted an abortion with our second child for mental health reasons. He still mocks me about it to this day. God, this guy's a fucking winner, huh? And even told our oldest daughter that I almost aborted her sister. and he guilted me out of getting one. What? Oh my God. This is horrible. This shit should be illegal. If there was some way to prove that a person has nefarious intents, you know, you should be able to at least fine them for it. She goes on, I regret not having a carefree time in my entire adult life. When I got pregnant, I was only 20. 20. You are a child at 20. I mean, maybe 100 years ago, when the life expectancy was shorter, 20 was a grown-ass person. But nowadays, 20, you can't even afford your own apartment. Okay, moving on. So when I got pregnant, I was only 20. My husband was 26, so he already got to have his whole fun college experience. Those would be my main regrets. My kids are all amazing, smart, and lovely humans. Well, that's something. I have spent the entirety of my 20s making sure that they are well balanced and that they have had a great childhood. However, I feel like I never got to be me. I still don't know who I am. I had to grow up with my kids, and that's not easy to do. No, I would say it's basically impossible to do because you are 20. You are a child raising children. There are, of course, the rare exceptions. I know someone who got pregnant when she was 17. They got married. They had 3 kids. And she put herself through bachelor's, master's, PhD in forensic accounting. And they're still together. And their kids are off at college. But that is the rare exception. The comments here. MFHS 6340 said, I was horrified reading your post until I saw your comment about how he fantasizes about slitting your throat. And I know she didn't say that in the original post, but apparently she did respond to someone in a comment that I think has been deleted. And that's when she said it, that he told her, her husband told her, that he fantasizes about slitting her throat. And there just aren't even words in the English language to convey how utterly terrifying that is. Yeah. If any person ever tells you they fantasize about slitting your throat, you need to walk. The fact that you are so nonchalant about it leads me to believe this man has traumatized you to the point that your brain has had to completely dissociate in order to survive. I am so sorry and sad for you and your children. Do you have any outside support that could help you get out of this situation? Vegetable Driver 2312 also commented, yes, OP, I think you feel okay about this because of over a decade of gaslighting and abuse. You deserve and can have so much better. You just have to start somewhere. And someone else who deleted their account said, anywhere, pretty much anywhere. And that is true. This is a terrible situation. I mean, who could stand to be with a guy that treats you like that? Round Room said, did she edit her post? I see nothing about him wanting to slit her throat. Either way, the dude's a dick. And MFHS 6340 replied, she mentions it in a reply. He is apparently psychotic when he drinks. But don't worry, it's just a few times a week. What the fuck? And talks about his fantasies of slitting her throat and punching her in the mouth. But don't worry, guys, it's just words. But she also mentioned being scared of him, so I think deep down she knows it's not just words. I hope she gets help. God, this took a turn real fast. Potato Codes said, that's how it starts. I know of several escalated extreme domestic abuse cases in my community that came out of nowhere. Turns out the perpetrators verbally and emotionally abused for years, very similar to OP's partner, about dreaming to do X or watching porn / movies / animated series that depict X. You never know when it will finally happen, but when it does, it's almost always out of nowhere. Yeah. And that's because abuse is, has to thrive in secret. So no one knows what goes on behind closed doors. People can seem like the dream couple of the year, and it can be a totally different thing in reality. Okay, moving on to the next post. Okay, so this one is from Keo Man, and it's titled "My Girlfriend Baby Trapped Me," and he is venting. There's a whole fuckload of backstory. Straight out of university, me and my girlfriend had a kid. Oh, that sucks. I have never wanted kids ever in my life, and that makes it suck a million times worse. I still don't want kids. Well, sucks to be you, sir. I do not want this kid. We were supposed to be on the same page about that, and she had said the same to me, but she switched her shit up when she found out that she was pregnant. I begged and pleaded with her to get rid. Okay. To end the pregnancy. I made it explicitly clear that it wasn't what I wanted, even before she was even pregnant. He had told her this. He goes on, how much it would ruin both of our lives, how much of a stupid decision it would be. But as we all know, I don't get any part of the decision or control on such an important decision that affects my life. And she made the worst, most selfish decision to keep the baby. Now I'm being forced to play happy families. Yeah, there should be laws to protect men. But see, all of this that's involved with human reproduction, it's so hard to prove a case, you know? Okay, he goes on. Before everyone jumps down my throat about how I should have used protection, I'm going to make it very clear. We had this discussion from the very beginning of our relationship, and I was led to believe that she didn't want kids. We used two methods of birth control, condoms and contraceptive pill. Naturally, you would assume that someone who doesn't want to have kids would be very precise about taking their birth control. I know that I was strict about my responsibilities when it came to protection. I can hand on my heart say that I did not have sex without a condom. Good on you, sir. I never have, for multiple reasons, not just to avoid pregnancy, and I never will. Well, all right then. Obviously, it broke, and I missed it. If I had noticed that it broke, I would have mentioned it and discussed the options. She said that she was on the pill, but I don't trust nor believe her. Yeah, I wouldn't believe her at this point. I think she lied and manipulated me. I think she was playing loose, fast and loose with it, and then with a broken condom, she got pregnant. I also want to clear up some other issues people have. The don't have sex if you don't want kids argument doesn't wash with me. Not having sex in a relationship brings a whole new level of issues. She would constantly be feeling insecure and all that and finding issues that aren't there. Sex is a part of a relationship. It just is. And I would agree. I mean, if you're going to be exclusive or even non-exclusive with someone in an intimate relationship, sex of some kind is a part of it. Secondly, I've looked into vasectomies. I've been repeatedly denied a vasectomy since the age of 19 due to my age. Well, this is the first guy I have read about on this sub that was denied a vasectomy. Usually, men have no problem. You can walk into a doctor's office at the age of 21 and just get the snip. And here, women the world over try, beg, plead to be sterilized, to have their tubes tied, whatever you want to call it. And we are patted on the head and told, oh, you'll change your mind. Or, even better, what if your future husband wants kids? I mean, if anything ever deserved the two-finger salute, that does. Okay, he goes on. on the grounds of it, I might change my mind. I'm from the UK, so I'm at the mercy of the national health system. I can't afford private health care. Again, to clarify, we no longer have sex, period. We haven't had sex since she told me that she was pregnant. I don't want to have sex with her. I don't trust her. Well, I don't blame you, sir. I spent my life savings. Oh, God. The money that I earned in an awful job, working way more hours than I was contracted to do, to go. So the money was to go traveling on his dream trip. And now he had to spend that money on shit for the baby and the house we moved into. I took a shitty job that was nothing like what I wanted to do or have studied for because I have to support them. I don't have any support in this. I've tried speaking with my parents about how I feel since the very beginning, but this is the first grandchild of the family, and my mom has been very tunnel vision with that. Oh my God. Awful. He was honest. I mean, this young kid, he's a kid. He was honest with his parents, and they just bulldozed over him, thinking the grandchild. No, who cares if their son's life is ruined? So stupid. We got another useless consumer in the world out of it. So, he goes on. She was very excited and still is. I've just been fobbed off with, you'll feel different when the baby comes. No, you fucking won't. Spoiler alert, the baby is 6 months old and I do not feel differently, and I will not. I feel worse. I only feel this more strongly. I can't talk to my girlfriend about this because it's been made very clear to me that how I feel, what I want, and what I say does not matter. Okay, if this is the case, sir, you need to leave this situation. There is no law that says you have to live with the woman who bore your child that you didn't want. You can pay child support and skedaddle. He goes on. She doesn't care. It's about what she wants, not about what's right for somebody else. I don't feel like talking to her is going to make a difference. I already have tried talking with her and I was ignored. Telling her how I feel isn't going to make this baby disappear. She already made that decision for both of us. Talking to her isn't going to make my life any less miserable, isn't going to get me what I want out of life, and it isn't going to make anything easier. If I leave, there's two ways it goes. Neither are good. Oh, do tell, sir. Either way, it's all my fault. That doesn't matter. Somebody's got to be the bad guy. If you got to be the bad guy, fine. It doesn't matter if it's your fault or not. And I'm every bad word under the sun, despite making it very clear that I didn't want this. So fucking what, dude? Do what makes you happy. I leave and my girlfriend and kids still drain me of every penny and bit of joy that I have. Everything is still my fault for not falling in line to what she wanted. I can't move on because the bitter baby mama won't leave me alone and is still trying to force me into playing happy families. Dude, get the fuck out of there. This is not a good situation for anyone. Not the baby, not you, not the stupid girlfriend. He goes on, I'm the asshole, etc., for not wanting to have anything to do with them and for wanting my own life. I get badmouthed around town and harassed by her to do what she wants when she wants. No decent girl wants to get involved with that kind of drama, and I don't blame them. My mom gets pushed out of her first grandkid's life as punishment for me not falling into line, and that affects our relationship. Okay, I can see, that would be tough to go against your mom's wishes like that, but you only live once, kid. Or you only live one life at a time. The second is all of that, but I lose my family too. Realistically, my mom can't have me and the baby in her life should I leave. I don't want that kid, so I can't be around. That makes Christmases and other family events very difficult. She'll probably try and make it work to begin with, but in the end, it won't. And judging by how I was treated before, if given a choice, it wouldn't be me. The third option is that I just stay and pretend and live my life fucking miserable. Never having anything to myself, hating everything about my life, watching everyone else get what they want out of life, knowing that I will never get that. Oh my God. She keeps talking about marriage. God knows why she would think I would want to marry her now. He hasn't had sex with her in like a year. One, because why would I want to marry her when she purposely ignores my feelings and goes out of her way to ruin my life? Why would I marry her when I don't trust her? Two, and because I will never ever be able to afford a wedding now that she has this kid bleed me dry. She's made no effort to get a job herself. I can't even afford to buy lunch for myself most days. I feel trapped. I feel manipulated. I feel like a puppet. I am miserable. I feel like my life has been ruined and now I'm stuck in the worst thing that could have ever happened to me. I am going to go insane. Too long didn't read. My girlfriend baby trapped me and now I'm stuck with this bullshit. I mean, this is such a common story. It's sickening how common it is. And it's all for what? All because birth control failed. All because one partner wants the kid and the other one doesn't. Somebody's life is ruined, and that kid's life is not going to be ideal either. All of this could have been prevented if he just pulled out. Use a condom, make sure she's on the pill or whatever, and pull out just for good measure. Jesus Christ. Liz Words commented, clearly this arrangement is not going to last forever. You're never going to make it living with her and being miserable until your kid is 18. Why do people think the kid just suddenly turns 18 and goes off to live their own life? That's not how it works. So just get it over with. Separate, pay the child support, and move on with your life. Exactly. It sounds like this guy can't bear the thought of being the bad guy. And in everyone's life, there comes a crossroads like this where you want to do what you want to do, but you're afraid of the negative feelings and the negative thoughts you think other people are going to have about you if you do what you're going to do or you want to do. So you go do what they want you to do and be miserable. What is the fucking point of any of that? Typing with one hand XD said, yes, OP, this is the only answer. There are no alternatives. That is it. This child will grow up and want affection from you, which you clearly will be unable to provide. Therefore, it is better to be a deadbeat who is scolded but far away than a deadbeat who is scolded at home every night. Wise words, definitely. Destructive Wisdom commented, some legal professionals offer free consultations or many government workers know the laws of your home, and you can consider a no contact order and a termination of parental rights. And depending on your country, this can free you of child support, as that sounded like a concern of yours. Interesting. So I don't know if this is true in the UK, but this person is saying if you terminate your parental rights, then you're no longer, on the hook for the child support. That sounds like the perfect thing. And then Princess Alice said, not a thing where OP lives in the UK, unfortunately. Bemmy Boo 56 commented, child support should be based on income. There's no reason to play house. You don't have to stay in a relationship with her or live together. If you decide to see him, make custody arrangements that work for you. If you don't want to be involved, pay child support. She made her decision and you can still make yours. This isn't a good situation, and it sounds like anger and resentment are in full swing here. Yeah, this guy sounds like if he sticks around 10 years from now, if that, he's going to be, on Dateline as a family annihilator. I don't think that's going away. You have to ask yourself, is it worth feeling like this long term? Is that something you can handle? If not, you still have options, even if they're difficult choices. Good luck. Simp is hip on TWT said, bro, my dad dipped when I was 3 and literally didn't come back. We were better off without him, too. I didn't miss him. I still don't. So, that being said, just make sure you leave before the kid is old enough to be sad about it. Also, fuck your family for pressuring you to have a kid. Yes, also very wise words. Fuck that guy's family. Severe Driver 3461 said, it's worth secretly getting a paternity test, especially since you wore condoms every time. If the baby were not yours, you wouldn't lose connection with your entire family for leaving. It's worth a try, in my opinion. And someone who deleted their account said, yep, I thought the same. I'd take a paternity test. This story might get even more horrible when OP realizes years down the line that the kid isn't even his. Okay, our last post today comes from Few Associate 9211. And it's called My Husband Admitted to Baby Trapping Me. And she wants advice. Throwaway account for obvious reasons. I'm feeling so many emotions right now, and I have no idea what to do. Before I get into the story, let me set the scene. I like this post already. My husband, 30-year-old male, and I, 29-year-old female, have been married for 8 years and have 3 kids together. 29. She got married when she was 21. And had 3 kids. Jesus. That is. No, ma'am. What are you doing? You could have waited till you were 30. You could have spent your whole 20s enjoying yourself, finding yourself, learning about people and the world and any other topic you want to learn about. Anybody can fucking get pregnant if they're fertile. I mean, what is the rush with this bullshit? She goes on. Our circumstances right now are not the best. Oh, you're kidding me. Due to COVID, we have been living with my in-laws for the last 2 years. And this post was written 2 years ago in 2023. So, which is a whole other story by itself. And living here has been an absolute nightmare for me. I hate it here. The kids hate it here. I feel trapped. We don't make enough money to afford our own place thanks to housing costs, nearly doubling since COVID started, despite my husband making the most money he's ever made this year. And I stay home with the kids because daycare is way too expensive and would cost more than I could bring in. Yeah, these people have got to be in America. Trust me, I've spent time job hunting and nothing pays enough. Although I do have one marketing client who pays me a few $100s a month, and I'm hoping to get more clients soon after my kids go back to school. Okay, so she's got a little bit of a plan. The biggest reason why we ended up living with my awful in-laws is because back during COVID, I had to quit my job because my unexpected pregnancy with our 3rd baby kicked my ass. My already deteriorating mental health plummeted, and I became a shell of myself. Meanwhile, the world was shut down and going crazy. My husband got laid off and we couldn't pay our bills, so we ended up selling the house to try and start over, get back on our feet. It was all too much, and I broke. I've slowly been piecing myself back together since having my baby, mostly for the kids, if anything, but it's been so hard and so slow, which is frustrating because I just want to be okay again. I was venting to my husband about all this recently and told him I love our baby more than anything, but man, it is hard not to wonder how differently our lives would be right now had we not had an unexpected pregnancy. And that's when he admitted to baby trapping me on purpose. When I got pregnant, he knew I had just gotten off birth control for my mental health, and the pill is great mostly when you're younger. I was on the pill from 18 to 23-ish, and it worked perfectly. It was great. Didn't give me any side effects. And then I tried taking a different birth control pill years later, and it doesn't agree with you as well when you're older. So the mental health aspect of it is completely real. She goes on. He knew I had just gotten off birth control for my mental health and took his chance to get me knocked up. He said he knew I was miserable and didn't want me to leave him. Oh my God. You know, I'm not a man hater. I love men. I've always been boy crazy. But these posts that I read really try my patience with the male gender. He said he knew I was miserable and didn't want me to leave him. He also said he was hoping that having a baby would get his parents to come out and visit us. We lived across the country and hadn't seen them in 2 years because they hate flying, and we couldn't afford to fly out to see them either, which, spoiler alert, his mom still didn't come out to visit after the baby was born anyway. Yeah, we knew that was coming. This guy has got to be dumb as a box of rocks. The next part is confusing, and I'm still trying to figure out the details because my reality of what happened has been so distorted. And again, I'm feeling so many different emotions right now, so bear with me. Okay, ma'am, we're all listening. During the time the baby was conceived, he coerced me into having sex with him many times and through mantrums, that's a good word, if he didn't get any. I fucking hate this guy. Hate him. This poor woman, why is she with him? He also refused to wear condoms and promised to pull out. If a woman asks a guy to wear a condom and he refuses, then the woman refuses to have sex. No condom, no sex. It's very simple. You want to get into the temple? You got to be properly dressed. I remember asking him to please wear a condom. I remember having conversations with him about how pulling out isn't all that effective, and I don't feel comfortable with it as birth control. I remember asking him to please wear a condom and that it can't be all on me to make sure he used one. I told him it wasn't fair for him to fight me on it every time I asked him to. For months after I found out I was pregnant, he gaslit me and blamed me for getting pregnant. And somehow I believed him. Yeah, because you are a victim of narcissistic brainwashing, ma'am. You have been with this guy for 8 years, 10 years? No. He even told close friends and family that it was my fault. He told everyone that I was the one who wanted it and that I locked my legs around him so he couldn't pull out. What a piece of shit this guy is. At the time, I was like, did I really do that? Shit, if I did, then I guess it really was my fault. See? Gaslighting. God, awful, awful. It should be illegal. It should be illegal. The baby was also conceived around my birthday. So again, he used that as an excuse to blame me because it was your birthday and you wanted it. Oh yeah, I'm sure she really did, sir. The details of it all are jumbled and blurry in my mind. On one hand, I'm glad he came clean to me. On the other, I'm so upset and angry that I can't trust my own memory of what happened. How could he lie to me like that? Because he's a narcissist. They all lie. How did he have me so convinced it was my fault? Am I that stupid? Was any of it ever my fault? No, ma'am. You are asking for birth control and he is refusing and lying about it to everyone else. He is a absolute piece of shit and you need to call a divorce lawyer now. I don't know what to do. I just told you. I feel so hurt and confused. I guess I should have seen this coming. A few years ago, he also admitted to trying to baby trap me right after our oldest son was born because he was afraid of me leaving him then too. That was the whole reason I got on birth control in the first place and destroyed my mental health in the process. I couldn't trust him to use condoms because he always fought me when I asked him to, but I thought we had worked it out. I thought we were okay. Why would he assume I was just going to up and leave all the time? Because he's a fucking narcissist. He is an insecure little man baby. And that will never change. People like that cannot change the structure of their brain. They're just insecure little bitches, and they deserve to be single all their lives. All of this tells me he always knew he was making me miserable to some extent. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been so hung up on me leaving. Maybe, is that the reason I've been struggling with my mental health for so long? Oh, come on, lady, wake up. Was he the reason this whole time? I can honestly say throughout our marriage, I never thought about leaving and never threatened to leave, at least not until recently. It also tells me he never respected me as a person if he was so willing to put my body through hell just because he was insecure. Yes! Ding, 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 ding! Pregnancy is terribly awful and painful for me, and he knows that. He also knew I absolutely did not want to get pregnant with our third baby. I told him so many times my body and mind needed a break, and he didn't give a shit. So he doesn't deserve to have a wife and 3 children. What the hell do I do about all this? I don't have the means to leave. No one else has enough room to let me and the kids stay with them for a while. My family's on the other side of the country. I don't trust my husband. I feel so lost. Oh, what an awful post. That is a horrible story. If that don't make you feel better about your life, I don't know what will. So the comments here, someone who deleted their account said, I am so vehemently angry for you right now, and I am so sorry. I have no advice or suggestions. If you can't afford daycare, I'm sure you can't afford therapy for yourself. That's the only suggestion I have. But given the details in your post, it doesn't seem in reach either. I'm so angry at this insecure little man coercing and gaslighting his wife and weaponizing his sperm to keep her due to his insecurities. Oh, I thought of something. I would absolutely refuse to ever have sex with that man ever again. Get a vasectomy, you fucker. Exactly. Well said. Another deleted account said, I'm also quite petty and like to have the record straight. If I were in your shoes, finding out he's lying to everyone in our lives, oh, I'd give them something to talk about. Tell them everything, but in a nice way. Yeah, this third baby is really tiring. I wish husband didn't coerce me into sex. I'm doing relatively okay. I would be better if husband hadn't baby trapped me. Shit like that. Another, unless this is the same person that deleted their account. I'm disgusted too. Honestly, this is why I don't date, have sex, or do relationships anymore. So many men are like this, insecure king babies who don't care about if their partner is happy or slowly dying inside as they get their needs met. Fucking losers. And Vivid True commented, same, I'm so beyond sick of the entire thing, and I have been for years. I'm celibate, and things will remain this way indefinitely. Oh, those were exhausting to read. I can honestly say I am so grateful that I did not let myself become baby trapped, because I have been pregnant 3 times, and I could not be one of those people that just let myself be led into it. I know myself, and I know that I would be one of those mothers that snaps. So that's what I have for you today, guys. Please let me know in the comments what you think of these stories. What do you think about baby trapping? Is it a real thing? Should it be illegal? I mean, we know it's a real thing. People do it. But why? Why do people do this to each other? So let me know your thoughts. And if you like this video, please like it. Please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe, comment, all that good YouTube stuff. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much.